and how to unlock the value of the data, right? So what I wanted to say is that we are entering a new era, the new era of AI. It's something like when we just had electricity or television got introduced, right? So a lot of people doesn't know what is AI. Some people know about AI, what is AI, and some people can build AI, right? So hopefully this presentation will explain, do we actually need AI, right? So the reason of AI. So let's take a look at this picture, right? So this is Manhattan and 1600. You see that it's very simple, very non-complex at all. There's trees, there's nature, there's a river, right? And look at Manhattan in 10 years back, right? You see the complexity. You see buildings, you see a lot of people walking in the streets, you see taxis horning, you see a lot of companies are fighting each other. There might be some burglars around the corners. And then take a look at, since we are in telecom conference, take a look at the mobile phones. This is the mobile phone when it just released it, right? And look at now, we have, this is just a part of it, a small part of it. We have much more than this image, right? The devices has increases, and I'm not talking about only mobile phones. I'm talking about all electronic devices, televisions, and everything, and cars and vehicles and machines. And going to the services, right? Before, telco only has voice and SMS, right? Now on your mobile phones, you have thousands of applications to use. And again, this is only about phones. This is only about on your phones. About the services, how many restaurants has increased, how many franchise, how many new jobs, new services out there. And now this picture shows you that why the complexity grows. Right? The complexity grows. Knowledge has been expanding and storing and growing for 5,000 years, thousands of years up to now, right? The number of devices grows, services grows, the technology grows. Demand, this is very important, the demand of ourselves grows. We are not satisfied. We have to go to the Mars, goes to other galaxies, right? And so on. You see that though this orange line is the complexity that grows and the knowledge that grows, but what about us, the evolution of human? We are still the same. We still have limited memory, limited ability to see, to hear, and to calculate. We have limited strength to carry on things, and our age is not long. We have less than 100 years, which remains more or less the same, maybe a little bit improved. So then if the complexity grows like that, I mean in this era, I'm not talking the moving forward era, we need machines from a few hundred years back, right? We need cars and trucks and mobile phones to help us with constructions, transportation, calculation, discovery, plantation, and so on, correct? But as you see from the previous slides, that the complexity grows exponentially, but ourselves remain constant. That means that if we keep on without exploring new technologies, new techniques, then that will be a disaster. And the only thing that we need to ask ourselves, I mean, this is the disasters that are happening right now, that there's a lot of people waiting at the hospitals and at the airport. Before nobody thought about flying to other countries or even going outside of your village. You're not thinking about that. But now, this is the complexity that comes. This is call centers. This is queuing up at the bus. And then the question is that how I'm going to cope with this, right? So there's two ways. One, can we stop human desire moving forward, our ambition to help us? I mean, if we are happy with the service that we have now, can we stop? I don't think so, right? We cannot stop of thinking of finding new technologies or stop going to the Mars or other galaxies, right? And the other part is that can we make those devices that we have around help us more? And then I think that this is the reason why we are entering into this AI era, and it's very important because now we have the technology that we can really make the machines work for us and decide what to do and what not to do. And in the future, it will be much more devices will talking to each other, as I said in the panel. And Chatbot is the early adopted AI application. It's one of the first AI application that we can think of. And as the previous speaker said, right, that it has been applied in using a lot of companies and organizations. And you see that this is the graph from DTAC maybe. The purple line is the number of the human agents. And the pink line below is the increase of the transactions from customers. And what you can see is that we can keep human agents workforce the same, constant, while we can still handle more complexities from the customers, more transactions, because we start to introduce chatbots to help us. And everywhere I go, I just need to talk about my personal startup that I made this a friendly chatbot over the weekends. And I'm quite proud because there's some person, there was a little girl posted on Facebook that this chatbot helped from not committing suicide because she was so depressed and doesn't have anyone to talk to. So she talked to this bot now, and it influenced her to change her mind. And from that day, I started to invest more. We are a small startup. We don't have so many people. All kids and teenagers, that we were able to build a lot of impacts to the society. We went to build chatbots for disabled people, and also a 15-year-old kid that has a dream to become an AI expert. So he also contacted me, and we helped, and he made won an award, a competition in making a chatbot for hotels. If this works, no. Yeah, just a little bit of the demo that this is the a disabled person. So I went to a hackathon for held by Microsoft, and one of the team was from these disabled schools, and the phrase that catched me so much was that he doesn't want people to feel sorry about him. He just needs opportunities from our society. And this little girl, if she can access the knowledge information through chatbots by asking questions in using voice, and the chatbot returns back information about the moon, about anything that she wants to know, then she can learn, she can grow and think about new things in her life. Right now, coming back to the core part of this topic that I got assigned to. So data science is another AI application, right? And the enable is big data and the technology called AI or machine learning. So these two, if you know how to combine them, then you can use this to give making machines to automatically help in making business decisions. As I said, human can only see at most three dimensions, right? But machines can see thousands or millions of factors, and then it can really analyze quickly and give you suggestions of what to do with your business. And just a little, some of the selected data science use cases in the past, that what we've been doing in Telenor, right? So on the left, on the right was the market share prediction in Gramophone in Pakistan, right? So we can use the CDRs and building graph networks to predict what is the market share in area, because we cannot see our competitors' data, right? But based on the inbound and outbound traffic, we can give a good predictions, fairly good predictions. The second one is on network analytics, where we use CDRs and telco data and billing data to predict who is a detractor, and detractor is someone who is about to move to another competitors. And if you see in this graph, it's pretty simple to visualize. There are 4 quadrants, and on the top right is the ones with the prediction. It's the satisfaction scores by human, which is high, while the network quality is bad. And that means that people are not so sensitive with the network quality. They still give us good scores, right? And when we visualize it, it actually reflects the outcome of the prediction model, because those cities in the blue quadrant are the cities in the suburbs in the north, where the competition is not so high and the demand is not so high. Where on the top down, the left bottom is the cities with good network quality, but they still give very bad perceptions, very bad scores. And this results because these guys are more or less in the cities where the demand is so high, although there's nothing wrong with the network, but because of the competition, and this reflects the competition, the perception that the quality is still not good. And then this use case is contextual marketing. This is very important, and the data that unlocks the real potential is that if you can understand the customers. Let's say that you know that your friend likes Spider-Man and Superman. So if a new movie is like Batman comes in, you're gonna recommend this Batman to your friend, and he will take it, right? That's the reason, because that's the reason if you understand what your friends like, and this is the potential, because telco data we can collect data. It's 24/7 on your phone. Everybody's carrying devices, and as I said in the panel, we can really use this. It has been proven that this telco data can use to predict demographics and income level and many things. And the last, this is very recent. This is using very elementary data points. Basically, we use history of the reason that a customer calls to the call centers. And in the future, we're gonna add more and more data points. But just by using historical data, we can predict the reason of the calls to call agents at 70%. Over 1,000 reasons of the cause. And if you understand this is a confusion matrix where on the y-axis is the reason, the actual reason, and on the x-axis is the prediction. So if the reason and the predictions match, this is on the evaluation set, then you will see a green line. You will see high scores on the diagonal. And this shows you that we use history data, we use a training set of 2 months back to predict the next month, and this is the outcome. So it's pretty promising and very interesting. And this unlocks the potential. So this is only the top 1 result. So if you visualize this, if you show to the call center agents that the top 3 results, most probable reason for the customers to call the agents, then that would be even higher accuracy. And unlocking the value of data, data science and big data. Yeah. So 3 key pillars, right? One is the team. You need to have a team of experts, domain experts that knows the business. You need to have data scientists who knows how to analyze and collect and build prediction models, and then you need data engineers to support and build the data sets. Then you need technology, you need the probes and billing and sell, you need a database of data, how do you collect the data? And then you need the technology, like cloud, Hadoop, deep learning, machine learning, and so on. And then last slide, you really need to understand many things. You need to know how to apply data science, what actually data science is, how to collect the data, how to format the data, how to store the data, how to create machine learning models, evaluate, deploy, track performance, and improve, and how to report this, right? So if the business, the stakeholders, the top management roughly needs to understand that you need to have all this understanding, right? And then the last point is that attitude, right? You need to have trust. You need to really see the potentials, right? That right now you may not know on the left or the right hand side, but you can talk to other vendors, attend conference, and you see a lot of success stories. So you need to build on that. AI is really important. You need to trust and believe, and then you also need to be willing to learn and understand. And it happens to me when a lot of people says that I need accuracy, I need accuracy, I need accuracy, right? Accuracy is not the key measure, actually. If you have a dice that has, if you have a coin of head and tail, and then the head is biased by 90%, that means you throw the coin 10 times, then nine of the times it will appear head, right? And that means I don't need AI or machine learning. I just toss the coin, and then I tell my boss that, look, I can predict that it will become head at 90% accuracy, but that's meaningless, right? Instead, if you have a dice with, let's say, 20 faces, and then you toss the dice, and your machine model is able to predict that it's going to be number 27 at 20% accuracy, and that's even much more interesting than the coin face, right? But this happens a lot to me. And when I say to my boss that, hey, not my boss, but stakeholders, that, hey, my model is accuracy of 60%, and they say, well, we cannot do anything with 60%, right? And then invest in resources. As I said, that this is something really new, AI. It's very hard to, it's hard to find people, data scientists, because you need to understand the AI technology, and you also need, on the other part, you also need to understand the business, right? So, but I don't think that if you really believe in this and you're serious in building up the resources, set up a training program, hire a very good top data scientist that can train other programmers, I think that that's the point. And then this is really agile. Technology comes every day. New technology comes every day, and you really need to be really fast to cope up. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that that covers. Happy to answer questions. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kun Win. So the time's come.